So we're going to talk a little bit about tampos. And what a tampo is, it's all the graphics on the side of your cars or on the paint job on your cars. This is the Big Air Bel Air. And one of the things about this car is I really like the paint job. I just don't really care too much for all these graphics. Now, the reason they call them tampos, it's the process and the machinery they use that basically stamps the images on. And I guess the machine is just called a tampo machine or something like that. That's what I found on Wikia. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but you see these graphics. You're like, oh, it's a great paint job. Don't like the graphics. Well, these can be removed without damaging the paint. And on this particular car, I was able to remove them all so that we just have the blue itself. And I really like how that looks. And with some washes and some weathering, I think this is going to look really nice as a car. And what I do to do that is I just use a little bit of paint thinner. I've got my Tamiya acrylic paint thinner. And I just take a Q-tip, dip it in the paint thinner, and then you can just start rubbing it on the graphic, and then it will eventually just start coming away. And once it's gone, you just got to dry it off, and that will be the end of that graphic. And you can kind of see that it's already going away. And it just takes a little bit of patience, a little time, and you can make these things go away. And I just like it because, like I said, some of the cars that Hot Wheels make, they have great paint jobs on them, but then they cover them with all kinds of crazy graphics, and you're just like, just need to remove that, and that'll be a great car. And that's kind of what we're doing tonight. So you can see it's still faintly there. So I'll just get a little bit more paint thinner. And just keep working at it until it goes away. Sometimes you do have to apply a little pressure. So this is all we're going to do. This is just removing those graphics using the paint thinner. And you may just, go over it, let it dry, go back at it. Now, sometimes when you have colors like this red, that red's going to bleed into all the different cracks and crevices, simply because red's just one of those colors that gets all over everything. It's still kind of on this side a little bit, in the corners here, and a little bit on the bottom. Again, since I'm going to be weathering this up, I can, if they're not gone 100%, I'm okay. But I do want to do my best. So here we're just going to kind of remove the side here, and you're going to really notice it on this one. And you're going to see that red bleed into everything, just because red is one of those colors. It gets everywhere. And you can see how much red I'm getting on the Q-tip here. And again, Q-tips are cheap, so if you happen to get one and it's all bashed up, just change them out as I break the handle off it. Again, I am applying some pressure here. You can let it soak just so that it can get the paint thinner can just work itself in there if you want. So here you're seeing it's coming off. It's going slow to get those graphics off, and it just takes time. And I know this isn't the most stimulating thing to watch. So this is just kind of what you do. And again, this is going to be one of my quick builds that I'm going to do. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this car once it's stripped. And I'm just going to continue to strip that stuff off. But this car, like I said, it has a matte paint job. So the tampos or the graphics are coming off real easily. Other cars like this Pacifica, it's just a car from my junk pile. It's got a gloss paint job, but you can still remove the decal or the graphics from it. Now, this isn't going to work on every car. I had a few other cars that I was trying this with. The graphics wouldn't come off. It's just I'm assuming the gloss coat, like on this one, the tampos have to be on the outside of the gloss coat, and the ones where I can't get them off, it's probably just underneath the gloss coat, and that's why I can't get them off. Now I could probably wet sand the gloss coat off to get those graphics off, but that just seems like a lot of effort. But even on the glossy ones, you can get them off. It just takes a little effort, a little time. So if you want to salvage the paint job on a car that has these graphics, these tampos, try some alcohol, try some thinner. This side graphics just giving me a little bit of a pain. I got some 91% alcohol spray here. You know, you can spray this on and it will probably remove them just fine. Get some on the tip there. Hey, but it works. It's removing them. Actually, it's removing them quicker than the paint thinner. So this is just the alcohol, and it works. And again, it doesn't harm the paint. I'm sure if you sat here long enough rubbing on it, you would probably cause some problems with the paint. But so, and then we got this one here, this Goodyear on the fender. Now this one on the front, I want to keep the red stripes. I want to take off the Lucas oil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to a different type of a it's brush. It's kind of a Q-tip. This is a micro brush, and this is something I use for all kinds of fixing my painting mistakes or painting certain types of details. But it's going to give me a lot more control, and I don't want to get the paint all or the alcohol all over the red, because I'm trying to keep the red. And there it goes. So I messed it up a little bit, but I think I can live with that. I might even be able to fix that. Let me see if I can. There it goes. So they come off. They come off relatively easy. It just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of elbow grease, and you can get this stuff to come off. Apparently the alcohol works better than the paint thinner. But you can try either one. So this car will be pretty much done with the paint. I'll repaint the side molding. I'll get the rest of this off. I just don't want to sit here on camera all night. That's what this car build's going to be. It's just going to be a couple machine guns coming out the front. Since that's what I love about this car. It's kind of already customized for Gaslands, because you got all these holes cut into the body of the car. It doesn't have any glass, but that's where we're going to put some screen mesh in there to make it look cool. It has a roll cage inside here. And then I'm going to take this gas can out and just put a tube sticking out as a mortar. And this car already has a pretty decent set of wheels on it, so I don't see any reason to do anything with the wheels other than paint them up, and that'll be it. So cool little car. But yes, these things come off. So if you do see, this is one of those, like, just don't be afraid when you see cars in the packaging. You're like, oh, that car just looks silly with those paint jobs or whatever they did to it. You know, you can always change things. You can always take some of those graphics off.